Hello everyone, Healthy Prepper here. Today's topic is 7 ways to introduce immediately neighborhood security after a severe grid down SHTF event has occurred. Now, if an event has occurred that is so severe that it knocks out the grid system, knocking out all electrical power, electrical circuitry boards, vehicles, cars would not run, transportation would come to a screeching halt, electrical appliances, radios, all communications would stop. If this ever was to come to pass, the necessity to secure your neighborhood security is paramount. Minutes will matter, and it is important to kick into gear quickly. Since many of us do live in suburban/urban areas, it's important to have a plan in place before anything happens. Hopefully we'll never have to use this plan, but if we do, it's better to have mapped it out, tuck it in your hat and think about it, just so you have something to enact in case it does happen. So let's go through these. Number 1, and let's first take an assessment of when the electricity goes down, transportation stops, trucking routes cease, vehicles stop functioning, non-electrical circuitry computerized vehicles will stop after gasoline runs out. Gasoline is controlled by a lot of electronic circuitry. So food and supplies would stop coming very quickly. And what happens is the store's current supply would run out in approximately 3 days. Once the current supply is gone, people will become desperate and start to search beyond their own homes and neighborhoods for more supplies to survive. They will be coming to other neighborhoods. You want to have a neighborhood that is a hard target, meaning you do not want to be an easily picked off. You want to be the one they come to and they take a look and they say, I don't think so, no way, let's just go to the next neighborhood instead. So, number 1, close off the entrances with vehicles. If the vehicles are still operational, you can drive them there. If they're not operational, roll them there. Use these as blockades to block the entrances. In this mock diagram, I'm trying to do this without turning it off. You can see there are 4 entrances to this. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Roll the vehicles in there and make blockades. Now, you can also create chokes so that as people are coming into the community, let's say they were at work and they're trying to get home, you can have a person checking to see that they truly belong to the community. All right, number 2, establish patrols immediately, and these patrols need to be run 24/7. These need to be moving ground patrols. They need to have distinct, unique patterns that they follow, no regular patterns of foot patrol, along with unique time intervals. In other words, you don't want to be the neighborhood that has the patrol guy go by every hour, because then anybody laying in wait will know just to wait until the guy goes and then they can go next. So have randomized patrol routes and time intervals. Number 3, establish tree and rooftop patrols. These people will have an excellent vantage point to see what's going on just outside of the community, what might be coming your way, what's going on in other very close neighborhoods next to you, so you can prepare in case something is coming. You can detect fires in other neighborhoods, other breakouts of riots, guns, or warfare that's going on close by. You'll be able to get a perspective. Plus, you'll be able to possibly spot anybody sneaking up to attack or invade. Number 4, foxhole security guards. It's a good idea to place random foxholes around your neighborhood. They can be placed outside of the perimeter and also some inside the perimeter at different locations to also give an extra view on anybody approaching with ill intent. It'll also give you an ample opportunity to notify your fellow community members as well as mount a defense quickly if need be. Number 5, make sure you get the names of everybody who lives in the community and Do not let anybody in without verification. It's very important. Also be very wary of the Trojan horse perspective. In other words, people trying to get in saying they're bringing goods and items that can benefit the community, but they actually may be thinking about taking over your neighborhood or community, pillaging it, looting it. So just beware. That's a possibility. Number 6, if you have a perimeter fence around your neighborhood, something that runs around the borders of it, or even around the individual homes inside, consider placing cement with broken glass on top of the fence. This can be done relatively quickly in a short period of time with easily attainable items that are probably already located in your neighborhood. Everybody gather up the used beer bottles and wine bottles, and you can even use plates and things like that as well if needed. I saw this done in Mexico when I was staying at a resort, and they actually had this all around the walls of the resort. So there must be some efficacy to it. It may not be 100% fail-safe, but it's definitely a deterrent, and you want to be the hard target. Do not be the soft target neighborhood. All right, number 7. You have to consider sharing extra weapons that you have to supply the patrols with weaponry. There's going to be a certain portion of your neighborhood that does not have weapons and is not familiar or comfortable with using weapons, and there's going to be a certain percentage of your neighborhood that is. And it is important to ask yourself, if you have 10 guns sitting in your closet that are being unused and they're certainly not protecting you while they're sitting there, is it better to share these with the patrol so that they can actually patrol and protect the neighborhood, which actually protects you and your stuff as well? So those are some personal questions you're going to have to ask yourself and make a wise decision about what's the best use of your resources. So there you go. Just some ideas. As I was sitting here thinking, I've been reading some post-apocalyptic stories, and one thing that tends to pop out at me is the slow response that people have to events that happen. And, knowing that, most people are not thinking about prepping or possibilities of things that can happen like this or this magnitude, there's the shock phase that people go through and the disbelief. It's almost like the grieving processes, where you just can't believe it at first. But time is truly of the essence, and those neighborhoods that secure themselves quickly from the get-go have a much greater chance of surviving in the end. So definitely make a plan. Now, you may or may not share this plan with anybody, and I don't think it's necessary that you must, but somebody needs to have a plan that can be put into place quickly that makes basic sense and people can understand and kick into gear and at least keep each other safe. Your best odds are being kept safe with those who are right next to you, because nobody is more vested than the people closest by you. So definitely take that into account. I would love to hear if you have any other ideas on how to keep your neighborhood safe immediately after a grid down SHTF situation. Also, think about what the circumstances would be if you lived in an apartment building or a condo as opposed to a suburban neighborhood. If you live in an apartment, what would you consider your neighborhood? Would it just be the apartment building, or would you consider it your group of apartment buildings? Break that down in your mind and think about what would be the best ways to secure your particular individual neighborhood situation. If you live in a rural environment and you're out there all by yourself, maybe you're quite a few miles from the main city, initially there would be a lot of uprisings and upheavals in the cities, but people would spill out into the countryside, and they would definitely be coming your way. It's only a matter of time. And you may not have the luxury of a lot of extra people around to help defend you. Do you let the first few in to help defend and become part of your pack, or do you just send everybody packing and hope to God that nobody just overwhelms you and picks you off eventually, or as you run out of ammo to protect yourself, you just give up in the end? I mean, I would love to hear what your thoughts and ideas are to protect yourself in that particular situation. So we all need new ideas, fresh ideas. let's see if we can get some going here, and let's share some ideas with each other so we can map out our plans ahead of time. Let's hope we never have to use any of these ideas, but let's have them in our minds or on paper just in case. Think it through. It can actually be done pretty quickly. And happy and healthy prepping. Stay safe, everybody. Till next time.